love Interstellar. What about you?
Oh my god, yes, I also love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, guys, how likely is it for those movies to occur in real life?
That's a great question, which is why in today's episode of Astronomy Unplugged, I, Preeta,
I'm Shri.
And me, Sanjana.
We'll be discussing the facts and feasibility of some of the most famous sci-fi space movies. Starting with Interstellar, which is the movie that made everyone emotional about time dilation.
Honestly, it is one of the most scientifically accurate space movies ever made. They worked with Kip Thorne, who was a real astrophysicist. He actually wrote the equations for how black holes might roll light.
So the giant spinning black hole was not just a special effect?
No, the rendering was based on real physics, and the idea that time moves slower near a massive object like Miller's planet is completely accurate. It is called gravitational time dilation.
What about the idea that love is measurable force?
Scientifically, no, but emotionally, sure.
So 9 out of 10 for scientific accuracy, minus 1 point for Matthew McConaughey traveling through a tesseract because of feelings.
Exactly.
Next up, Guardians of the Galaxy. Shri, prepare yourself.
I am bracing for impact.
Let me begin with the obvious question. If Star-Lord took off his helmet in space, would he survive because he is half celestial, or would he immediately regret everything?
In real life, exposure to space without protection is extremely dangerous. There is no oxygen, dramatic temperature differences, and a sudden pressure drop. In the Marvel Universe, celestial DNA basically lets him ignore physics when the story needs it.
What about all the ships doing sharp turns during space battles?
Those maneuvers would not work in space. There is no air resistance, so ships would not bank like airplanes. They would drift instead.
So Guardians get 100 out of 10 for fun and maybe 3 for accuracy?
That sounds fair.
Let's talk about The Martian, the movie that made potatoes weirdly inspiring.
It is very grounded in real science. Growing food in Martian soil would be difficult, but the basic idea of using nutrients and water is realistic. The orbital mechanics in the movie are also done well.
But what about the giant dust storm that launches the crew into danger?
That part is not realistic. Mars has a thin atmosphere, so wind is not strong enough to throw people or equipment.
Overall, still one of the closest movies to real space out there. Okay, now it's quick fire time. Real or ridiculous? Shri answers and Sanjana reacts. Lightspeed travel?
Not possible with our current understanding. It would require an impossible amount of energy.
So my dream of taking a weekend trip to another galaxy is gone?
Wormholes.
The equations allow them, but we have no idea how to create or stabilize one.
So basically a maybe, but also probably not.
Artificial gravity from spinning stations?
This is real. Centripetal force can stimulate gravity.
Finally, something movies did not lie about.
Sci-fi does not need perfect accuracy to be awesome, but it is fun to see how movies try to stay realistic.
And real science can be just as mind-blowing as fictional science.
Especially the parts where we do not get vaporized by a random black hole. This is my favorite part.
Thanks for listening to Astronomy Unplugged. If you like this episode, send in movie suggestions for part 2. See you next time!